Hey guys, it's Seeking Jade here, and today I'm going to do a review of this limited edition 60th anniversary Sleeping Beauty doll. So without further ado, let's get this video on the way. So here is just a quick little all over look at her. And as you can see, she is absolutely gorgeous. She is so beautiful in person. Like, she is breathtakingly beautiful. But without further ado, let's get on with the review. So let's first of all start with her face. So we'll go close up on that. As you can see, she has lovely rooted eyelashes and she has such a gorgeous cat eye eyeliner. As you may see, she has rose gold and pink blended eyeshadow. And she also has a very lovely pink lipstick. It's not a very bright pink stick, it's kind of like a mottled, it's a slightly darker shade of pink lipstick. And obviously she has an open smile, and she does have a little bit of a blush to give her a very rosy, youthful look. And onto her actual hair, she has her hair swept to the side in a side fringe with her signature curl, and it is very well gelled in. She does have a black ribbon hairband, which is not actually like attached to the head. It is like a piece of ribbon with like Velcro, so you can actually remove it if you wish, but I'm not going to take it off and show you because I will probably end up losing it and then I will be so furious with myself, so I will just lift up the hair to show you this. As you can see, there is the Velcro on the piece, so it is removable. As you can see, she does have very lovely blonde hair. It's not kind of like a dirty blonde, I would say it is more of a, not quite golden, but it is on that shade of the golden blonde. As you can see, her hair obviously is curled with gel, and as you can see, some of the curls are a little bit limp. That is mainly due to box hair, and sadly dolls in boxes with curled hair, it isn't a perfect match made in heaven. It always ends up just going a little bit sad. So what I may try and do is maybe wash her hair ever so slightly, recurl it, redo the curls so they're a bit more voluminous, and then probably spray it a little bit so they hold in place. But for the time being, I do quite like her hair. I do like some of the looser curls at the front. It's just, as you can see, some of them are just a bit not very smooth. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like some of the bits are just sticking out, or they're not very, or it's kind of like curled half knot. So it needs a little bit of a restyle and a reshape, but for the time being her hair is fine. And as you can see in the light, it does make her hair seem to glow a little bit, obviously it's catching the light. But anyway, that is obviously the top, her head, so let's continue on. And now onto her bodice. As you can see, her top is made of this canvasy fabric, which the colour is like a beigey sort of creamy colour. She has this lovely little ruffle detailing where the top is ever so slightly off the shoulder. Gives it a little rah-rah vibing. She does have this lovely little black corset with like this black satin, and then she has this gorgeous like printed fabric with a gold and silver embroidery on it, and then it does have this black zigzagging ribbon to give the impression of a front up do up corset. Sadly, with this actual top, it is, as you can see, it is just one piece, and it's one piece, there's not two separate pieces, so you can't have her just wear the corset or just the top. It has to be both because they are attached together. and I assume that is to stop it from being overly bulky, because that can be the case sometimes. You would have this thick canvas fabric and then you would have this obviously satin bodice, and because of canvas fabric it's quite bulky, so with that she would lose some of her like the figure of the doll. So I think that's possibly why they did it, was so that it's more form-fitting, because if they had done it with this, then that over top, it would have lost some of the figure of the doll. That is just me theorizing, but oh well. And then we have her sort of pink little shawl. See, it's lovely pink fabric, which on the front, not the front, the back is a plain pink satin. On the front it is like a printed woven fabric with a lovely floral embroidery. Then we have this gold embroidery all along the sort of, on the back of the shawl there's the gold embroidery, so the way that you style it, you can either have it shown or hidden, but obviously with the way that it is actually, because the doll obviously has been deboxed, but obviously they still has the plastic tags holding it in its original place, like positioning from the actual, as it would have been in the box, so it's how it's styled. Obviously she has the pink shawl. Sorry, I'm just waffling. Words are not with me today. But obviously you can see it quite nicely on the back. It's kind of like a very long and thin, like at the edge it's like an oval shape, but towards the edges are like a really long thin oval, and then obviously in the middle it's much more thicker. So I do love her shawl. It is very sweet and adorable, and again has these lovely little gold tassels, which is the exact same colour as the embroidery, so they're trying to link back into those, like the whole gold, and like tying it in with each other, which I think is quite nice to sort of, if you're going to use gold, then bring it in another element just to keep it being relevant. And attached to her hand she does have her little blue bird friend, which I think is so adorable. Look how cute he is. He is attached to her hand with elastic bands, and there is plastic on here, and I assume the plastic is there to stop the rubber bands from ruining the hands, because in some cases with dolls they've been like obviously pinned in boxes with just the elastic bands, and then they actually end up having these horrible marks like ingrained into the hands which never remove. So I think that is to obviously protect it, but I don't like the plastic. It really annoys me. I want to remove it, but I know if I remove it it'll end up like her hand will get damaged, so I will just have to leave that for now. And she does have her basket, which is a sort of quite flat oval shape. One thing I do think is quite a shame is that they didn't have the more traditional basket, because she has like a very long and thin basket, but sadly obviously we have, I mean, I do like this. It does have some very nice sort of detailing in the plastic, which does give the impression of obviously of a woven basket, but I would have preferred a much more accurate one to the movie. I would possibly maybe make one, but I think I'll just leave it on this and probably find something to put on it. But in reality you wouldn't be able to put any berries in this because it would all just pour out, so I'm gonna have to find something that I can put into this, because I feel like it looks a little bit plain, just to decorate it a little bit. And I feel like with the hand it just looks a little bit uncomfortable how she's carrying it, so I might try and move it around to a position that looks a little bit more comfortable in the hand. So that's obviously her bodice part, so let's move on to the next part. And here is her skirt. Just look how stunning it is. The one thing I really do love about this doll is this dip hem like skirt she has. It is so gorgeous, and it gives the doll so much a point of interest. Like, I love with how her peasant dress, it isn't just the straight down like 3/4 length full length dress. It has interest. It's like obviously shorter at the front and then longer at the bottom. And obviously with the dip hem, it isn't like a central dip hem, it's more to the side, so it's like this slowly, like from the, like a little diagonal like dip hem, obviously from here going down, and I'm pretty sure the skirt would be a bit more voluminous, but there is obviously the plastic tags holding it in place, so I'd assume if I did undo this, this dress would be like poof, but I'm not gonna unpin it because I kind of like how it is styled as it is by how Disney did this. And I don't know if you can see, but this is such a gorgeous like purpley colour. But even though it is purple, I don't know if you can see ever so slightly in the light, you can see it shifting between like little shades of pinks and purples. So I'm pretty sure this is like one of those fabrics, I can't remember what it's called, but with the weave, obviously there is the main colour, but then they weave like different colours in it. So I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue, which is obviously then a nod to her sort of princess dress, shall we call it, of the sort of pink or blue. So I think that has a nice little nod to that. And I do like how instead of using the animation where it was kind of like a grey purpley skirt, they did it more of a purple, which I think is quite vibrant, and I think it would it stands up, so it would stand out so much better. Well, obviously this does stand out than if they used a grey skirt. So I do like how they obviously took a little bit of creative license and did sort of alter the colours from the animation to the actual doll. And as you can see, she does have some beautiful embroidery on her skirt. It does have this beautiful sort of swirling gold sort of leaf and vine detailing, and then there are some little roses embroidered on it, so it gives a little nod to that, her whole sort of name of Briar Rose, obviously with the little roses on it. This skirt does actually have multiple layers. It does have a very thick, brittle dress netting that's quite short. It goes to her knees to give the dress its base volume. Then it has obviously this lacy petticoat. Then it has like 2 layers of this quite fine, thin like dress netting. Then obviously you have this much more satin, well, it's more like a sort of, I wouldn't say it's very shiny satin, but it's not very matte satin. It's a kind of in between those sort of fabrics, like top layer. And just look at it, like it is so gorgeous. I love how it's got these pleats that give the point of interest, give this volume, this drama. And I love how she's got that little bit of lace, so it's very elegant, very sort of, it's ever so slightly princess-like, but obviously still giving a nod to her peasant dress. She is wearing shoes with little bows on it, so it does give it a little ballet nod, maybe a little nod to obviously how Sleeping Beauty is based on a ballet. And what I mean by being based on a ballet, I mean that some of the actual music in the Sleeping Beauty movie is actually based on the ballet's music that's used in the actual ballet of Sleeping Beauty. Obviously, Sleeping Beauty is based on a fairy tale, but obviously there's a fairy tale, then there's the ballet with the music, and then obviously I believe some of the music from the actual Sleeping Beauty movie, they did actually use that music and then obviously altered it, and I think, I'm pretty sure there is proof of that, and I'm pretty sure some of the songs do match. Don't hold me to that, don't hold me to that. And what I mean by the whole ballet thing, because obviously there's the Sleeping Beauty ballet, but which is obviously based on the fairy tale, and I'm pretty sure the Sleeping Beauty movie takes inspiration from both the ballet and also the actual fairy tale itself. But obviously there is some creative license to it, but I'm pretty sure it is obviously has inspiration taken from those to obviously create the masterpiece of Sleeping Beauty. But all in all, I do love her so much. Just, she is gorgeous, from like her dip hem dress, well not her dress, her skirt, the corset with the gold on it, her hair, her makeup. She just seems so regal. Like obviously this is her peasant look, but for a peasant look, she looks pretty regal, and I absolutely adore her. Like I am so happy to have her in my collection. I hunted months for her because obviously she released February 2019 and I sadly wasn't able to get her, so I ended up getting my Diamond Collection Aurora. But I did keep an eye out for her. It's like every single weekday searching, and about October 2019 I did see her. Obviously she was deboxed. She was without the box, without the certificate of authenticity. She did obviously have her stand and everything else, but those are the two things they were missing. The seller wanted £100 for her, but because she was missing the box and obviously the certificate of authenticity, I think I put in an offer for about 80, and I think with shipping I possibly paid about £90 for her. I wouldn't have paid £100 for her without the box or certificate. Like, I felt like that was too much for her missing. If she did have the box and the certificate authenticity, even with her being on D-Box, I would have happily have paid about £100. Because I know now, like, her brand new in-box, un-D-Box, everything, she's still selling for about 160 and 170. And I'm pretty sure it's because she's kind of got a fairly smallish batch number. And also in the UK, we got like a really small, not in the UK in general, but I mean like Europe, we got a really small batch number. So she's holding her value and she isn't like going down at all. So after much searching, I finally managed to add this beauty to my collection, and I am so happy to add her. She is gorgeous, and Sleeping Beauty is one of my favourite characters, so I was quite happy when I got her. But thank you guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Toodle-doo!